on Wednesday. We're on the backside of Harvey, so we've got that drier air coming in. A couple of more showers for Austin. Best chance of rain next couple of days is going to be in Fayette and also in Lee County. But look at the heavy rainfall that continues. Again, 20 to 35 inches of rainfall have already fallen over Harris County. In the Houston area, an additional 10 to 20 inches of rainfall possible between now and Wednesday night as this system will finally start to travel up towards the north. So the flood emergency is not over. Again, they could add another foot, if not more, into the mix. Let's go back live to Houston. My colleague Ashley Godot is on the ground. Ashley, what are you seeing out there?
Well, Albert, I am here in West Houston, just a few feet away from Buffalo Bayou. And in this area, the bayou obviously has come over the water. And neighbors are telling me that there's also seen some flooding because of all of the water that's being released further up and that is being let go so that those areas don't flood. So if you take a look behind me, you can see that there are some rescue crews who are headed back out. They just brought one man back. We saw them bring a boat full of about 3 people back earlier. They estimate that there are about 8 people still back in that neighborhood needing to be evacuated, along with about 4 animals. So these brave rescuers just going to keep going back and forth until they can get everybody out of this area. Now, we arrived to this area. We saw residents walking from the bayou area, others coming out to take pictures of how high the water is rising. About 15 minutes later, rescue crews pulling FEMA boats pulled up. Now, those first responders are going through this neighborhood, making sure people are okay and needing to be evacuated. Again, we've seen them pull out a few people, and they say that they've got about 8 more in this neighborhood behind me. And obviously, rescue crews are coming from all over to help with this effort. We've also got crews from Williamson County who are here in this area. They are in East Houston. I am in West Houston, so we haven't been able to get to them because obviously there's a lot of flooding. A lot of the roads are flooded in this area, and as we mentioned, flooding right here in West Houston. I'm standing in about 6 feet of water, but I am told that it is about 6 inches, and it is 15 feet about further down there, down by that bayou area. So of course we're going to stick here with these rescuers as they are trying to pull people out and tell you guys how things are going on out here. Reporting live in West Houston, Ashley Goodo, KVUE News.
All right, Ashley, be careful out there, please. And sometimes you have to see pictures of before and after to really see how bad this storm was. Interstate 610 at Market Street before Harvey, now it's a river. Take a look at that. That is incredible to see. And we want to show you a runway at Houston's Hobby Airport. It now looks like this. But how about the Buffalo Bayou? It just really puts everything into perspective why authorities are calling this a catastrophic situation. Now, one of the hardest hit areas here in Central Texas is 90 miles east of Austin, the small town of LaGrange. Yeah, hundreds of people forced to evacuate their homes as that community faces historic flooding. We have team coverage with KVUE's Jenny Lee and Christy Millward, and we begin with Jenny Lee. And Jenny, just how bad is the damage out there that you're seeing?
Yeah, it's too early to tell, Quita, just how bad the damage is, but we spoke to the Emergency Management Coordinator, Janet Kerrigan, out here, Fayette County EOC Coordinator, and she said early estimates right now, 500 homes lost and millions of dollars in property damage. But realistically, she expects that number to go up. I mean, those estimates, those numbers, that's before they've gone out to even assess damage. Meantime, take a look around. It's a ghost town out here. Just a couple of cars. This is 6 o'clock. It's supposed to be middle of traffic, middle of rush hour, and nothing is open. Cell service out here, it's spotty. Running water, barely anybody has running water, all because Harvey came to town. The Colorado River cresting to more than 54 feet Monday, higher than it has been in more than 100 years. Water nearly hiding entire fences and electrical poles. Flooding shut down Business 77 as high water made part of the highway disappear. Swiftwater crews were even temporarily stuck because of the closure.
Doesn't mean it's not going to climb back up again.
Kim Parks lives near the Colorado River.
I'm not overly worried.
Since 1940, her little yellow home has never flooded.
But I'm not stupid. We've packed.
It's a sad thing that we have to go live through something like this, but Mother Nature, she takes her course.
Ronnie Howard walked across the 77 bridge to survey damage. He saw businesses underwater. He says his home is likely damaged as well.
Probably close to 10, 15 feet water.
Those hoping to take Highway 71 east to LaGrange were mistaken Monday. TxDOT turning drivers away as flooding shut down the freeway.
It was about a foot and a half deep at that time.
Also on Business 77, a motel halfway underwater. No one inside. Hurricane Harvey has caused the water to go out here at the Hampton Inn, which means the guests here have been forced to get creative. So that means they're using the swimming pool water to fill up their toilets. Meantime, Parks and her husband have been through a disaster before. They survived the Bastrop wildfires and moved to LaGrange because of it. Now they hope to survive another named Harvey. Back live here at Highway 77, Business Highway 77, and the only two businesses that are open, Walmart and Domino's. Come tomorrow, Fayette County commissioners are expected to survey the damage via Air One, that's Austin Police Department's helicopter. Now that we've given you a good idea of what damage looks like on the outskirts of LaGrange, let's send it over to my colleague, Christy Millward, who has spent the day in downtown LaGrange. Christy?
Well, Jenny, some of that damage that they're going to have to take a look at. You can see right here, this home, look how high that water is on this house. You can see it up to the mailbox, halfway up that door. Now, this street actually is called Water Street. It's just on the other side of the LaGrange downtown square. You can see this trash can, the garbage can over there, just how high the water is. And then over here, I want to show you this pickup truck, the water up to the truck bed, up to the mirrors. Now, people here in LaGrange, people who have lived here their whole life, say this is the worst that they've ever seen. Some of the people I talked to today speechless. Now, several homes around town have had water up to their roof. Other mobile homes completely ruined. We've seen businesses here in downtown with sandbags in front of their doors to try to block that water. Now, people who work for the businesses here that have flooded say they tried to get out as much as they could this weekend, but no, there's still a lot of damage.
Never. I mean, we've had a couple of floods, but not to this extent. Never.
Nothing you can do. It's just a lot of water.
Now, we also talked to a few people who are trying to drive through here to get back to their home on the coast. One family tells us they have been staying in Waco and trying to get back to Victoria. Now they're forced to take another route.
We're just driving under the speed limit, trying to get home safe and see what's going on with everything with family and stuff like that.
Now, back out here live, people tell me before they are able to clean up and assess the damage, they just have to wait for that water to go down. Now, it actually has gone down a little bit in the past maybe 2 hours. We know that because earlier today, maybe about 2-3 hours ago, the water was completely covering this parking space here up to about here. So this has gone down a little bit in the past couple hours. Live in LaGrange, Christy Millward, KVUE News.
At least it is receding. Well, LaGrange is a small city of about 30,000 people just south of Austin along Highway 71 on the way to Houston.
And the last time the city saw flooding like this, like it's experiencing right now, is back in 1913, back when only about 2,400 people lived there. Terry Kruka has some perspective on what people are dealing with.
So I'm outside the KVUE studios to give you a little perspective of how high the Colorado River typically is in LaGrange. It's about 11 to 19 feet. That's right where my feet are, right up there at the ceiling. A major flood is considered 37 feet.
Water to the top of the KVUE roof.
It's expected to be nearly twice that high, 54 feet from here all the way to the top of that tower, the highest since 1913.
Governor Greg Abbott was along the Texas coast today. He traveled to Corpus Christi for a first-hand look at the devastation left when Hurricane Harvey made landfall. Abbott has designated 54 counties as state disaster areas, and 18 of those counties already qualify for federal aid.
President Donald Trump spoke about Harvey earlier today. He commented on all the amazing work and love being shown during this tragic time. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers helping strangers. The president is expected to travel to the Lone Star State tomorrow. And we all know Texans have big hearts and we want to help. Texas Tegna stations are teaming up with the Red Cross to raise money for storm victims. You can donate by going to kvue.com/TexasCares. cares. Every penny will go to Red Cross relief efforts. You can also text Harvey to 90999 to make a $10 donation or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. And we all know the flooding far from over. Parts of the coast could see 10 to 20 more inches.
Here, the Colorado River, seen by drone view, just overflowing with historic water levels. We've got more on Harvey coming up.
We are one American family. We hurt together, we struggle together, and believe me, we endure together. We are one family. To the people of Texas and Louisiana, we are 100% with you.
Right now at VisionWorks, get 2 complete.
Lawsuits are brought against insurance companies. KVU's Erica Proffer breaks it down.
Consider posts like these the next wave of the storm. Warning saying things are changing September 1st. You are now limited in your ability to sue. New laws will be in favor of insurance companies. They all claim to help you, but they can be misleading. So what is real? Texas lawmakers did change the law. This goes into effect Friday, September 1st. This isn't about how much you get paid for a claim. It's about how big of a penalty your insurance company has to pay for claims that take too long. So let's say you have $100 on your claim. If you file a claim before Friday, and if the insurance company doesn't pay you in a legal, timely manner, then their late payment penalty to you is 18% on top of your claim money. But the new law lowers that penalty, and it's adjustable. Right now, it's at 10%, so you can lose 8% on your paid penalty fees if you file a claim after September 1st. Doesn't mean you lost your money on the claim, just the late penalty bonus if an insurance company doesn't pay on time. So what's with all of the posts? Some originate from attorneys. They will see big changes come September 1st. We talked with Paul Martin from the National Association of Mutual Insurance Companies.
This bill does not take away a consumer's right to sue their insurance company. It doesn't take away any of the remedies. It will reduce the amount of attorney's fees available to certain attorneys in certain situations. It will also require policyholders to provide written notice prior to filing a lawsuit.
So if you can, file early. And here's what you need to do if you have damage. Turn in your claim as soon as possible. Keep copies of the receipts you submit to your insurance company. Watch out for contractors and other people asking to do repairs. Storms bring out unscrupulous vendors. Also, keep a claims notebook. That means names, phone numbers of adjusters, contractors, everything.
All right, thanks, Erica. And so many people are going to be doing that process, unfortunately, of filing with insurance. Good to know that. Well, we will have the latest models as Tropical Storm Harvey is offshore again.
But it is expected to make landfall one more time in Texas. Let's take a look at drone view now in LaGrange, and you can just see the devastating floodwaters that are sweeping over the area. We'll be right back.
Home.
Well, for much of the weekend, Tropical Storm Harvey was to the south and eventually to the southeast of Austin. And earlier today, Harvey is back in the Gulf of Mexico. Just unreal. It's about 105 miles to the south of Houston, and landfall for the second time for Texas expected late tomorrow night into the early morning hours on Wednesday, somewhere between Sabine Pass and Galveston Bay, and that's still going to produce a lot of rainfall. As you can see, it's going on right now over areas that have seen, in some cases, over 30 inches of rain. You can see these little jets that are pointing right at the upper Texas coast. That's that moisture feed that is allowing for this persistent heavy rainfall, especially here from Galveston Bay to League City. Some of these rainfall rates, like we saw last night about this time, up to 3 inches per hour. So a lot of rainfall has already fallen, an epic amount of rainfall, reported already 25 to even 35 inches of rainfall. And as the rain continues tonight and tomorrow night, an additional 10 to 20 inches of rainfall is not just possible but likely right here over the Bayou City. And you've already seen what 25 to 35 inches of rain can do. Where does an additional 20 inches of rain go? So by the time it's all said and done, it's very possible 50 to 55 inches of rainfall will be the final number, the total for the Houston area. So this was the position at 4 o'clock. It's a little bit more to the east in the Gulf of Mexico. And here's a look at the projection. It's going to sit out in the Gulf tomorrow, then again landfall tomorrow night into Wednesday, and then finally upper level winds will take this guy out of here, but that's not going to happen until late Wednesday into the early morning hours on Thursday. We're pretty much done with the rain here in Austin. A little passing shower possible the next few days. Best chance of a shower is going to be in Lee and Fayette County, but because we have super saturated soil, I mean, our own eastern counties picked up 20 to 30 inches of rainfall, 20 to 30 inches of rainfall since Friday. Additional rainfall, even if it's a ½ inch to inch, could provoke some flash flooding. So that's why flash flood watch is in effect. Look at this. Nice to see the sunshine here this evening. Our forecast, the allergy forecast in the medium count, and our highs the next couple of days are going to stay down because of saturated soil and cloud cover. About a 40% chance of showers, but mainly in eastern counties for tomorrow. We'll wake up at 72 in the morning, 84 with a breeze out of the north. We'll feel comfortable. Wednesday, 30% chance of showers, again, mainly to the east of Austin. We'll drop the rain chance at 20%. And notice the temperatures start to go up near 90 on Friday, mainly dry, partly cloudy, and in the low 90s for the weekend. Mike and Sports is next.
It is finally game week for the Longhorns, but Coach Tom Herman and many players have also had their eyes on Houston. Herman, of course, coached at U of H the last 2 years. He says more than 20 players on the current UT team are from the Houston area with families and homes affected by Harvey. Herman says everyone is safe. Now they just want to help.
We're working on some plans right now with our team in terms of collecting items that we can send over there. Talked to J.J. Watt this morning via text. We're going to try to help him and his campaign, both from a team standpoint and myself and Michelle. And so it's hard to watch, especially when there's so many loved ones that are there and affected by it.
NFL Texans have also been affected. They couldn't come home from their preseason game in New Orleans. They are now training at the Cowboys complex up in Frisco, and they're going to play their game that was supposed to be in Houston in Arlington. Texans and Cowboys are each donating $1 million each to help flood relief. This really hits home for Bill O'Brien's team.
We have players that are dealing with water in their homes. We have 3 coaches that are in neighborhoods that where there's mandatory evacuations. If we can go out there and win some ball games and play the way we know we're capable of playing, maybe that lifts some people's spirits here, as they recover from this, tough disaster.
Well, J.J. Watt is raising a lot of money, and the Rockets owner donated $4 million for flood relief.
Wow.
A lot of great money going in.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Mike. Back to you, Albert.
Rainfall starting to go down. You'll see that here in the 7-day forecast. Also receding, the Colorado River at Bastrop and Smithville, still in the major flood stage at LaGrange. The Colorado River at LaGrange, the 3rd highest it's been in recorded history, the highest since 1913. May take until Wednesday morning for it to go below major flood stage, but look at that drying forecast, which is certainly good news.
All right, thanks, Albert, and thanks to all of you for watching KVUE News at 6.
Have a great night. Hope to see you back here at 10.